Now, you've been telling me about an important change in your life. In the last 5 minutes of this test, I'd like to talk to you about some more general questions related to this. Why do you think adapting to change is difficult for some people? Well, probably lots of reasons. I think particularly for people who have Asperger's or autism, that they find change particularly challenging. And amongst the general population, I'd say it's definitely something that depends on the person. There are some people who are quite flexible and open and adaptable, whereas there are also some people that I know, I'm not going to say who have more rigid personalities, and they are quite, how do you say, resistant to change, particularly when something's fixed in their minds. So, yeah, it depends. Is it easy for old people to change? To be honest, I think it's a bit of an overused stereotype that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But it totally depends on the person. There are people like my granddad who is well into his 80s now, and he embraces change and technology quite readily. For example, he can use Skype and WhatsApp, respond to messages, and he's quite able to use not all aspects, but most aspects that are needed on the internet. And there are others, like my grandmother, who is, well, she would describe herself as a Luddite, i.e. somebody who resists all sorts of technology. Do people usually change their routine? Well, I think the definition of a routine is something that doesn't change so often, but there are some circumstances where they might need to change their routines, like if you have a new job, a new child, or something else that has just changed in life. Do you think change is good? I think, again, it sort of depends on the change. You can have good changes, you can have bad changes. An example of a good change would be a promotion, a change of job to something that you really like. So those changes are good. Bad changes, or those that we might not really want, are those like being in an accident, being ill, or generally something bad happening. The interesting thing about change, in my opinion, is that even when bad things do happen, I think we can make positive experiences out of them by learning from them and changing ourselves because of it. Do young people like to change plans? I'm not sure if I could call myself a young person anymore, but I would say that some people of my age who are friends of mine perhaps would be described as the Instagram generation. They are a little more prone, I'd say, to changing plans. For example, if I make an appointment, not an appointment, but we arrange a meeting with friends, I'd say my younger friends are more likely to cancel at the last minute than my older friends. And I think maybe because younger people tend to be a bit more laissez-faire, or they expect that we could just WhatsApp each other to change plans, or maybe they think it's not really a big deal to turn up late or to change things at the last minute. Personally, I don't like to change plans, not when I've arranged something with someone, because I feel it's a commitment, and I prefer it when people don't do that to me. What are the common reasons when people need to change plans? I'd say if there was a problem of some kind, for example a leak, maybe someone needs to come to the house, there's some kind of emergency that isn't usual, perhaps trains are delayed, or just they have a work deadline that they really have to meet. Generally, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, so if they do change plans, then, it's not going to kill me. so that's fine. What are some of the major changes that occur to people throughout their lives? Well, I suppose some of the things I've already mentioned, such as having a baby, changing jobs, moving houses. Those are some of the more stressful things. If you have the right mindset, then you can see all change, positive or negative, as developmental to help you to become a better person. Thank you, that's the end of the exam. If you got some ideas about how to answer change using Band 9 ideas, make sure you don't miss out this next video, which can give you some more good tips and vocabulary.